What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity Evolved here in Minecraft. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. If you guys have, make sure you guys leave a like on today's episode. So, in between episodes, I did a thing. I have expanded slash automated our, what are these things called? Processor production. So that way we can start to get into the drives, because these are going to take quite a lot. So if we look at, I don't know, we'll say the 60, not 65K, 64K storage cell. It requires basically this, but it requires 2 engineering processors, which also require calculation processors, and at the base of it all, requires logic processors. So, just kind of a quick walkthrough. So power's taken in from behind, follows all the machines, everything gets plugged in. Works pretty good for that. As for how we have everything set up, so we have the 3 different types of presses here for the inscribers. So we have logic press, the engineering, and then the calculation. And then in each of these, you just put the raw resources. Technically, you could eventually connect this up to the actual ME system so that this is all connected in one inventory, in a sense. So you'd never have to manually put more material in. From here, it gets pulled out of each of these and just goes into this single chest here, where it stockpiles each of them. And then from this, it then goes under, and then goes into the central inscriber. From the left-hand side, we are making the silicon, printed silicon, which is used in all 3. So that goes over and down. And then in this chest, we put redstone, and then I had some extra printed silicon. I don't know if it will actually go in here from the right, but we'll see. And then the completed products all go in here. So let's go like something like that. Like that. And just so that way there's some overflow, we'll do like that. Yeah, so this should pretty much work. There are a few concerns about this filling up and then the order it does them, because it takes from the first stack into the second, into the next, into the next. I'm having it do all the logics first, because those are what we're going to need pretty much the most of, because at the fundamental level, we don't really need a whole lot of the actual engineering. We need quite a bit of the calculations, and we need quite a bit of the logics. Logics being the most, calculation being the next most, and then engineering. So it, for the most part, should do its job. We are going to need more gold. Let's see how much the smeltery is done, because I threw some more up in there. Also, in the last episode, we went ahead and went to the end. We defeated the Ender Dragon, which is really nice. So now that we have access to, well, all the end stone we need, I don't have to fill this room up, and we have access to more Ender Lilies, so that way we don't have to go to the end to fight Enderman. Although we could, in theory, set up a Enderman farm, so that way we could just automatically get Ender Pearls and then have a Tesseract send them back over here, but for now that seems fine. I also noticed a slight other issue. Oh, I need food. Do we have any apples? Yes, we do. So one of the other slight issues I've noticed with our ME system is the way I have the buffer chest set up, and that is back in here. So because we don't have drives set up in the ME system yet, we are relying solely on the drawers. And because the drawers have now all filled up, any item that does not have a barrel lives here. And once their barrel fills up, which is the case with the flint, the gravel, well, actually the gravel never had one, the tin ore, the uranium ore, and pretty much any other item we put in here, it's going to eventually fill up in theory. As you can see, everything I've dumped out of my inventory. So we need to get some drives set up. So that is one of the main reasons I've been kind of devoting a little bit of extra time towards trying to get the drive set up. But I think in today's episode, well, this is an important task. I do want to get to the Twilight Forest just to kind of start that and start exploring. And I'm going to go ahead and bring some iron bolts with us. We have some food. I should actually put my wrench away. We're not going to need that for the Twilight Forest. So let's go off to a new adventure. Ow. Alley-oop. And away we go. It's been a while since I've done the Twilight Forest, but it is a very good adventure pack. A very good adventure mod. I really like it. Okay, let's see. Are we falling? We are falling. There we go. Awesome. Let's go ahead and set a waypoint. Worked. Save. And then I'm going to just leave that on just so we can see where it is. Alright, so the Twilight Forest, for those of you who haven't seen this mod, effectively takes you to another dimension where you have to kind of progress through the story. And there is a story to this. And so as you go through it, you'll kind of uncover some things. And so there are certain areas that are locked, and you have to kind of progress through them and defeat certain bosses. So, I don't really see anything super intriguing. I mean, we're going to go look at one of those trees because those trees are really cool. There's mounds kind of like this, and some of these hills are actually little boss, or like mini boss areas, which are kind of cool. Sometimes they have an entrance, and they're like little goblin dens. There's all sorts of cool animals here, so you have like bighorn sheep, which are really cool. I really like their look. As for these trees, Twilight Oak, I actually might want to build a base on one of these. Maybe that's what we'll do for the next series if we play with Twilight Forest or a similar pack. Maybe we'll do like a big tree base or something. I don't know. But they are great for wood. I would chop one down, but it chops most of this, and these are very good for gathering wood. So as you explore, you can kind of find different things. Normally you don't have... let's turn on a tilde so we can hover. Normally, so you're going to find little things like this. So you're going to find kind of mazes. And for the most part, this mod is designed with other mods in mind. So yes, we have flight, but there are certain mazes like this that are designed to try to prevent you from kind of cheesing it. This one doesn't prevent us from flying over it, like we can basically hover and grab things. However, the leaves, these hedges, are designed so that you can't land on them. So if we stand on it, we take damage. And so that's designed so that you can't just build up and then over and deal with it. I believe we can mine it though. Well, probably if we weren't flying and really slow and using the improper tool. I will take those apples. And there's usually some items you can find in these chests and in these mazes that are useful, like a diamond. Let's see. Diamond hoe, but in this they're only used for crafting. So there's definitely little mazes like this that have kind of that little adventure. And then there are blue slime, which is definitely useful if you're playing with the Tinkers, one of the Tinkers expansions. Let's see if we can find... Yeah, so this is like one of those kind of upside down, like, goblin dens. So there's tons of ore in these, so it is not lucrative, but it's definitely beneficial if you haven't gotten a quarry yet to go to these. And there's little kind of structures like this all around that we can explore. And then there's all sorts of like little ruins and stuff. I think there was a... No, I could have sworn there was items under. And so as we kind of go exploring, you'll find different things. Oh, this side now has items. Maybe? Yes. I will take the dimlets. Those are usually useful. And so, oh, okay, so this is what I was talking about. So this snow indicates that that's an area we can't go to yet. We haven't unlocked it. So we haven't defeated the appropriate boss yet to go there. And then... So actually, we should be able to get the book. So basically, in order to kind of open up the beginning to this, so if we go in here, we'll see, oh, what's this area? I want to go here. And it slows you down, so we get slowness. Usually the game's supposed to tell you, like, hey, you're not supposed to go there. Ow. Maybe we didn't go far enough in. You do start to take damage if you go far enough in, I believe. Okay, I could have sworn you were supposed to take damage. Okay, this is starting to hurt at looking at. Maybe it's not in this version. Right, it's because of our armor? Not sure. Let's see if we can find one of the boss dens. So there are different biomes that you can explore and kind of go through. Definitely having this armor makes it really easy to go through. But it also makes it quite challenging when you're running around and you hit chunks like this that aren't loaded in yet. But we did find one of the areas that we're going to look for here. So this is one of those... this is actually, I believe, the first boss you're going to fight is the Naga. And it's basically a giant snake. Again, it's... some of the bosses are going to be trivialized with our armor. Not all of them. This one just can't fly. So we can basically just stay up above it. And do quite a lot of damage, geez. As you can see, he does destroy the arena. Sometimes the Naga's in like a maze, and you can kind of use the walls for cover. And then as you attack them, they do have, not gimmicks per se, but they do have unique abilities that are definitely different than like the Ender Dragon or even the Wither for that matter. And so as you kind of go through, I can't remember if you can cut this guy in half and there'll be two of him, or if that's from another game. But yeah, so as you can see, he slowly destroys. It's not as obvious in this arena because I actually haven't seen this version of the arena. But I don't know, again, I don't know if this is because it's a different version of Twilight Forest or what. But there should be a little blue goblin we find who, if we kill, drops a book. He should spawn after we defeat this guy, because it should then tell us, oh hey, welcome to the Twilight Forest, here's some of the things you need to do, and then kind of explain the story. We got him now. Twilight Forest is also a great place, I found. So like if you're looking for certain things, like I know shiny metal and some other ores will sometimes spawn here even if they weren't supposed to spawn, like in the overworld. And then he drops a bunch of items. And so you can come down, you pick them all up. And then, so you get Naga Scale, which is part of armor. You get the trophy, which is important because you're going to need the trophy. You also get some other components. So let's just put the trophy in our inventory and then dump everything back to the base. But that's not going to empty because we're not there. Cool. So now that we defeated our first Naga, let's actually turn off hover. See if I can get the little blue gremlin to spawn. He should. I don't know if he will, though. But again, I don't know what version he's in, but he's like a little blue kind of goblin, I think is what he is. Because usually they're supposed to attack you out of nowhere while you're just exploring. I haven't found him. Oh yeah. Let's keep on keeping on, I guess. So the Twilight Forest is quite extensive with the different biomes it has. Oh, and here's one of the next bosses. I actually don't know if we can go inside this yet, or if there's another boss we have to defeat. So obviously we can fly all the way to the top and kind of cheese it in that way. I want to see if we can actually get in. Yep, it's not going to let us. So this yellow basically tells us, hey, you can't go here yet. And so, really? Okay, I should not be able to mine that. There should also be an entrance, I thought. I'm starting to feel like my Twilight Forest is bugged, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to teleport you away from that. But basically, you can't interact with the building until you defeat the proper bosses. No, I'm not about to die. But thanks, game, for your concern. Let's see if we walk up to it now. Yeah. Oh, there he is. Okay, so as you can see, he starts attacking you. He actually kind of hurts. And so this is the little blue gremlin. And so you'll find him as you kind of progress. And so he gives you a book. And so notes on the pointy tower. So then there's basically an explorer who you're following their trail. And there are some nice little notes. So it's, I've begun examining the strange aurora surrounding the tower, right? So it was that yellow we saw. And then goes through basically, hey, there's a curse. There's some stuff going on. I got to research this. And then it kind of goes through and is like, a breakthrough in my journeys. I sighted a huge snake-like monster. I picked up a worn-down, discarded green scale. The magic in the scale seems to have the curse-breaking properties I need, but the magic is too dim. I may need to acquire a fresher specimen directly from the creature, right? And so I believe you have to physically have the trophy in your inventory. I don't think you can have it in a bag. Let me see. No. And so as you can see, if you try to mine the thing, it replaces the block and the little gremlin spawns back on you. And there is a particular order to the bosses, so you can't just go straight to this, try to get all the way to the top, defeat the boss, right? So there is a particular boss. We do have... Maybe we have to make... Oh, you know what? We might actually have to have the scale on us. Crud. Let me see if we can find one of the other areas really quick. I'm actually going to head back to base and see if we can grab those Naga scales. Maybe we should defeat another one of the... Yeah, you know, we'll just defeat another one of these guys really quick. They're quite quick to defeat and not too bad. Now, definitely, again, like I said, if you have a jetpack and can just hover this entire fight, this is very trivial. Doesn't mean you have to. Obviously, if you want to fight this guy on melee and on ground, or really before you get super advanced, like armor, by all means, definitely do that. Because at least if you want more of that immersive kind of challenge, right, kind of at that level, versus getting better armor and coming back at it kind of at this time, because I don't even have to land on the ground. This guy's not ever going to touch me. And so, you know, fights like this will become trivial. There are a few bosses in here that are much more difficult. This guy is definitely very kind of beginner friendly to the Twilight Forest, of just showing that, hey, there's some stronger / different bosses. And so, you know, if you want to play with, you know, better armor and come back, just like when I defeated the Ender Dragon in this armor and this setup, you do you, right? Or if you want to kind of have that more vanilla-y-ish feel, but I figure, you know, if you're playing modded, if you're playing a pack like this, you're probably going to have armor and or even magic at this point. I guess depending on when you want to get involved with those things. And we're going to keep missing. I got to get a bastard crossbow, because this, I feel like, takes forever. Okay, come on, that hit. Okay, come over here. One more and he's gone. But yeah, I mean, the Twilight Forest is actually pretty good. We'll definitely do some exploring off camera and stuff in between episodes, and try to get to the next boss. I'll probably do all the bosses and stuff on camera, and then kind of a lot of the presumptive exploring and resource gathering we're going to need for it, probably off camera. But I'll probably do like the bosses while we do other things. Oh, I guess I could have probably gotten the scales out of our inventory, huh? Alright, so we have the scale on us. So I know you have to have the trophy. Let's see. Now that we have the scales, will that let us? Yes, it will. Okay, so now, notice how that yellow is gone. Kind of that protective layer. And now we can mine in. But it is pretty much... Oh, hi, skeleton. Pretty much near the end of the episode, so I think we'll save this for the next time. So I will see you guys the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.